Today we're covering one of the most significant developments in modern U.S. immigration history, a sweeping new reform that is transforming lives across the nation and forcing many to rethink what America stands for. A historic immigration bill has officially been passed, and it's reshaping the rules for millions of people. Across the United States, countless immigrants are waking up to a new reality, one that challenges long-held ideas about safety and permanence. For the first time in decades, even green card holders no longer have the full protection they once relied on. This isn't just another policy adjustment. It is a complete overhaul of the immigration system, one that could redefine America's relationship with its immigrant communities for generations. Stay with us as we unpack what's changed, who's affected, and what this means for immigrant families and communities nationwide. Do you think America's immigration system needed this kind of drastic reform? Or did Congress go too far? Share your first reaction in the comments below. Before we move on, subscribe and tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? 1. The DUI trigger. One mistake, life-changing consequences. Perhaps the most controversial part of this reform centers around DUI offenses, driving under the influence. Under past rules, deportation was usually limited to serious or repeat crimes, but that has changed completely. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an important immigration update. Under the new law, even a single DUI conviction, or simply admitting to DUI-related conduct, can trigger deportation proceedings. It doesn't matter if your state treats the offense as a misdemeanor. At the federal level, it's now considered a deportable crime. That means one lapse in judgment, even without a formal conviction, could cost someone their visa, work permit, or green card entirely. Lawmakers defend this move by pointing to public safety, arguing that DUI incidents often lead to preventable tragedies. Their message is clear: immigrants will now be held to the strictest behavioral standards imaginable. Should one mistake, like a DUI, really be enough to destroy someone's immigration future? Comment yes or no and tell us why. 2. What Congress just passed. In a rare moment of cooperation, both Republicans and Democrats have come together to pass a bipartisan immigration reform package. Lawmakers are calling it a balanced framework, one that rewards law-abiding, contributing immigrants while enforcing tougher penalties on those who break U.S. laws. At its core, this new law transforms how the federal government categorizes and manages all non-citizens. Whether you're here on a student visa, a temporary work permit, or you hold a green card, you now fall under a unified enforcement system. In other words, anyone who isn't a U.S. citizen will now face the same level of federal scrutiny and regulation. For millions who once believed their legal status provided security, this represents a dramatic and unsettling shift in what it means to be safe in America. Do you think treating all non-citizens the same way under one system is fair? Or does it ignore important differences between immigrants? Let's hear your take. Expanded grounds for inadmissibility. The new law also broadens what's called the grounds for inadmissibility. This means that anyone convicted of, or who admits to, a DUI offense may now be considered inadmissible to the United States. Put simply, they can be denied entry to the country. For those already living in the U.S., such an admission or conviction could permanently block them from renewing visas, adjusting their status, or applying for citizenship. Immigration attorneys warn that this clause could end the dreams of many families who've built stable, productive lives in America. People with spotless records aside from a single mistake. Do you agree that the U.S. should block re-entry or status renewals for one DUI? Or should there be room for second chances? Drop your opinion below. Before we move on, subscribe and tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? 4. The end of good moral character for DUI offenders. Another major change involves how the government defines good moral character, a key requirement for naturalization. For decades, long-term immigrants could prove good moral character through years of lawful work, tax payments, and community involvement. But now, even a single DUI conviction automatically disqualifies a person from meeting that moral standard. That means someone who's lived in the US for decades, raised a family, and contributed to society could be permanently barred from becoming a citizen because of one error in judgment. Should moral character be judged by one mistake or by someone's entire record? Share your perspective below. 5. Toughest deportation rules in US history. This reform introduces some of the strictest deportation rules the US has ever seen. From now on, any non-citizen convicted of a DUI, no matter how their state classifies it, can be placed in removal proceedings. This federal standard overrides local definitions. So even if your state views a DUI as minor, immigration authorities will treat it as a major, deportable offense. For green card holders, this marks a turning point. What was once seen as near-permanent protection is now conditional. Under this system, a green card isn't a lifelong safeguard. It's a privilege that can vanish after one mistake. Do you think green card holders should lose their status over one offense? Type, "keep the card" or "revoke it" in the comments to see what others think. 6. Some positive changes. It's worth noting that not every part of this law is restrictive. The reform also includes faster visa processing times, expanded opportunities for skilled professionals, and more transparent pathways to work authorization. While these updates may benefit certain categories of immigrants, the majority, especially working-class families, will likely feel the heavier impact of the stricter deportation and inadmissibility rules. Do you think these positive updates are enough to balance out the new restrictions? Tell us your honest thoughts below. 7. Reactions from experts and communities. Reactions have been intense. Immigration lawyers, advocacy groups, and human rights organizations argue that this law unfairly punishes individuals for isolated mistakes, failing to distinguish between severe and minor offenses. They warn it could create fear among immigrant communities, discouraging people from reporting crimes, cooperating with law enforcement, or even seeking medical or legal help. Supporters, however, see it differently. They say the reform promotes accountability and safety, insisting that anyone seeking permanent residency or citizenship must meet the highest standards of conduct. In their view, this law draws a firm line between privilege and responsibility. Where do you stand? Is this law about justice or control? Type your answer in the comments and explain your reasoning. 8. What this means for immigrants. Right now, for millions of immigrants living in the US today, one message is louder than ever. The margin for error is gone. A single misstep, even one previously considered minor, could now cost someone their legal status, job, or future in America. This law serves as a wake-up call. Until you become a US citizen, your residency remains vulnerable. Every decision, every record, every action now carries greater weight than ever before. As the country redefines its immigration policies, this reform highlights a deeper national question, one about fairness, forgiveness, and belonging in a nation built by immigrants. Is this the start of a more just system, or the beginning of a harsher, less forgiving era? Only time, enforcement, and public response will tell. If you're an immigrant or know someone who is, how are you personally feeling about these changes? Share your story. Your voice matters here. If you found this information useful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an important update from our channel. Thanks for watching.